Hey y'all, Venzzini back here on the Vanniverse Gaming channel. I am the not so frequent content creator here on the Vanniverse Gaming channel, so I'd like to thank my brother Vanniverse for putting out a lot of content on several new games out there, and they look very good, so appreciate that. But I am the resident Elder Scrolls Online content creator for this channel. It's been a lot. There's a lot happened since my last video, which was my build video on using fortified brass and overwhelming surge. So this build is very similar, but now a lot's happened since my last video. The Dragon Bones DLC has come out, so there's some new monster helms to watch out for. There's some new gear to watch out for. And my favorite thing to do in the game right now, which is Battlegrounds, has went back to non-champion points, which was a really great idea by ZOS to do. I just wish they would get rid of the paywall there with Morrowind and Battlegrounds to increase the population still. But a lot of new names out there, a lot of people that are enjoying Battlegrounds that don't have to be max CP to compete. So it's a lot of fun. Now, so the last month or so since the DLCs come out, I've been running a build that's similar to my fortified power build, but I wanted to test some things out, and I wanted to be able to do a little more damage on the front side with some fixes to scaling of our execute in Jesus Beam and a couple other things. But it's very similar to several of my other builds, but we changed a little bit up. So let's kind of go over it, and hopefully I can show you some of the ins and outs of the playstyle of the non-CP build I'm using right now. So let's take a look. I'm in Sotha Sil, which is the non-CP campaign right now, recording this so you can see the real stats as it would be in non-CP Battlegrounds. So about 31k Magicka, about 1500 Magicka recovery, 24.5k health. Now again, I'm rounding. 14k stamina, 600 stamina recovery, almost 2000 spell damage. Spell resistance on my offensive bar is 17,000, almost 18,000, and then 14,000 physical. My critical resistance is a little low, but I trade that off with some sturdy traits for the block casting of Breath of Life. So, you know, it's enough. It's enough. You could get a little higher if you find yourself taking some pretty big hits. But again, that's why I kind of keep my health up there a little higher than it really has to be. I find that if you're going to go a little low on critical resistance, I would go just a bit higher on health. So we'll kind of go over that. That's just my mantra. It's my opinion. It works good for me. Doesn't mean it's going to work good for everybody. So we're going to just go with my standby overwhelming surge, which I use. Magicka Templars. Love this set. I love this set. just works really well with the Magicka Templar. And of course, I'm Argonian and Vampire. That's why my health recovery is so low. So I have one light overwhelming sash, impenetrable trait, a full Magicka glyph, and then I have one ring. It could be any jewelry, overwhelming ring, and that one has spell damage on it. I have a overwhelming dagger on my back bar, and my front bar is the Master's Lightning Staff. So just keep that in mind. This is a 5 light. I found light in non-CP is really helpful, but you have to beef it up with a defensive set. Unless you're a shield stacker, which as a Magicka Templar, shield stacking is really not our forte. I'm sure there's some builds out there that utilize it. I just find with our animations and our playstyle of in-your-face fighting, and not so much range fighting, being our sweeps and our different things being more in your face instead of ranged, I found shield stacking really isn't the way to go for me anyway, my playstyle. Okay, so we have the overwhelming surge. I only have the 4-piece on the front bar, as you can see, and it's Magicka, spell damage. Alright, and that's why I'm rolling the Master's Lightning Staff. Reduces the cost of destructive touch by 30%, increases direct damage by 2k. So it's a nice big hit, and it's your direct stun in your face. It's a reliable stun, unlike anything else you got as a Templar. by utilizing your destructive touch, lightning. Now I go with lightning staff to increase the damage of your AoEs, to cause concussion, which also reduces the damage of your opponent. You know, all these things. Lightning is really the way to go with this build. So we're using Pariah. So what I did was I looked up some things, and fortified brass is a nice straight line of resistances, right? So let's just hover over here to my fortified brass. So you're gonna get straight resistance, but that means you really want to keep fortified brass on both bars all the time for that constant, right? So my thought process changed a little bit, and I said, let's try Pariahs. The reason I said let's try Pariahs is because I have two jewelry of Pariahs. I have a locket and a signet of Pariah. Now again, there's only 4 pieces on my front bar because I'm using the Master Lightning Staff. It's health, physical, 2900 physical resistance, 2900 spell resistance. That's why my resistances are still pretty good on my front bar, but not great. Now, if you look though, the trait for Pariah is Arcane on it. You can get Arcane, Robust, and or Healthy on Pariah gear, which is really nice. So this is my defensive set. And if you run an offensive bar weapon and a defensive bar weapon, normally you go to your defensive bar when you're taking damage, which is when Pariah really shines. Okay, so let's go to my other pieces here. My Monster Helm, before we get into the prize, my Monster Helm's Grothar's. It's just for that extra AoE. I have a Tri-Stack Glyph, Prismatic Defensive Glyph on there, Impenetrable. My light shoulders are Grothar's, and it's light. Yeah, I think I'm too heavy. So I'm 5 light, 2 heavy. I have the Pariah legs, again impenetrable, Tri-Stack Glyph. Pariah chest, reinforced for that extra little bit of resistances, because that's what you're going for, to be able to stand that light. Tri-Stack Glyph. Okay, my Grothar's is for that AoE damage, because I'm using a lot of AoE. I'm using a lightning staff. It's for all that extra pressure while you're healing, with the way things are right now with the Templar. Tri-Stat. The Apollets, Grothar's, straight Magicka Glyph, Sturdy. That's where my extra Sturdy comes in. Overwhelming Shoes, so I got a sash and shoes, both in pen. And then I've got Overwhelming Gloves, Sturdy. So 2 pieces of heavy, 2 Pariahs, 3 Overwhelmings, Grothar's, Monster Helm. Let's go over this again. 1 ring, so 3, 1, and then the weapon on the back bar. And then with Pariahs, I've got 2 and 2 with the shield on the back bar. So let's switch back to this, my shield. So what this does, go into my defensive bar, pardon me. Go into my defensive bar, you're going to gain your overwhelming 5th piece. When you activate a class ability, you have a 15% chance to surround yourself with a torrent, shock damage. So you switch back any class ability, your heal, your cleanses, anything on your defensive bar is going to proc this overwhelming. You go back to your front bar, that's extra damage, it's extra concussion, it goes through block. We've gone over this time and time again. Okay, I have defending on my overwhelming dagger just for this extra defenses, make me very tanky in light armor. Shield of the Pariah, sturdy. Okay, max Magicka on it, and then sturdy for the block. Now it's giving your 5th piece. Let's talk about that. Increases your physical and spell resistance by up to 10,836 based on your missing health. Now it's a little more than that because I have gold gear, because if you look up, well, it might not be. I think that's about right. About 11k is, I think, as high as it goes. Okay, so 11,000. That's basically going to be 6,000. Well, yeah, it's just about, let's look at fortified brass here. Yeah, it's just about 6,000 more than fortified brass does if you're low health. So, pretty much at 75%, you're going to be crushing it. I mean, it overperforms fortified brass at about 75% health. That's why you want a little bit higher health pool. just so as you get lower, you're even tankier, but you still have the hit points to take some damage. It really works out great. And since both of these are backbarred, you're really only going to backbar to heal. You know, cleanse, block cast, you know, whole deal, because you're using a shield. That's when you're taking damage and you're going to be taking, you know, be under full health. So that's about the concept of it. The only thing you really need to be careful of is really smart players that if they know that's what you're doing. And it's hard to know anymore with the costume which came out in Dragon Bones, right? It's hard to know anymore what somebody's backbarring. It's hard to tell. So, you know, unless somebody knows you or whatever, they're not going to know. Now, if they know the look of your master's lightning staff, they might know, hey, he doesn't have the defense at this time. And a smart, you know, Nightblade or whatever knows that you're kind of trapped in your animations when you're on the offensive as a Templar, and that's when they're going to open up, because if they know you have sword and board on the back bar, they know you're going to be harder. So they'll do their combos, everything. They'll make sure you're already in an animation trying to do damage back at them. That's your weakest point, is when your offense is going. So it doesn't happen too often to me, but there's a couple times. Let's see. So we'll just go over what your defenses look like on your back bar without taking any damage. So right now I'm at 100% health, and I have 23,000 spell resistance and 19,000 physical resistance. Okay, that's going up due to the shield. It's going up due to a little bit of the prize, but not much. At 100% health, with fortified brass, you would be higher than that. You would be, I think, 28 or 27 and 24, something like that. It's going to be a little bit higher, not much. It might even be less than that. So just keep that in mind. It's, you know what, I should probably, I guess I can't really switch it quick, but just trust me, it's you know, it goes up a bit from there. I think it's maybe 26, 25 or something like that. But so we're gonna go take some damage, right? And I'll show you what the defense looks like after we take some damage. Okay, so I don't know what I can find out here. I don't think there's any monsters right out here, so we'll just cut scene here and go find somewhere to take some damage from some NPCs. Okay, so I traveled to Craglorn just to take our damage here, and we can check out what happens when I switch to my back bar at whatever percent health I can get to here. So beating me up pretty good. Let's just take a look. So right now I'm at 27, 28, 26. Let's see how high it'll go. 29. Okay, so at 7.5k health I was at 30. Let's see if we can get lower. So at 9k, let's see how low we can get here. And being a vampire, you get that passive in there that as you get lower, it's just like, look at this, 31, 30, 30. I mean, it gets really good as you get lower. So I would say at 75% it matches. 75% health is about the same as fortified brass when you're low as. And therefore, you know, as you get lower, it just gets so much better. So you just become tankier and tankier. Couple that with vampire, and you're wearing light armor. You're very tanky in light armor. It kind of goes over the Pariah for you. Let's go loot this and see. Yeah, I came all the way here to Craglorn. Maybe I'll get something. Oh my god, look at that. How lucky you can get. Fortified Nerdcrux right on my first loot. Although that's not great. It would have been better if it was a potent. But you know what? I'm not going to complain. Alright, so we just went over the Pariah, and you see how tanky you get as your health goes down on your back bar. So we're going to go over my skills quick here. Just kind of show you how I run this. The Master's Lightning Staff on the front bar, Nirnhone, for all that extra spell power and healing. Okay? And on the front bar, which is, well, whatever, your offensive bar. Let's get rid of this. I canceled this skill advisor thing. Advisor settings, what? visor. There's got to be a way to turn it. Ah, there we go. Turn it off. I hate that. Alright. They fixed radiant oppression, and now is a much more reliable execute. It scales the way it's supposed to scale. So I've now added that to my offensive. Puncturing sweep. We go over this every build. It's your bread and butter. Shock clench. Now this is where, look at that, dealing 7,179 shock damage initially and 5,000, almost 6,000 shock damage over 8 seconds. Also stuns the target. It's much more reliable stun than anything you have. 2.5 seconds. And also does almost 7k shock damage to nearby enemies. That's, you know, I spam this thing because of the Master's Lightning Staff, see? So it's just so amazing. I don't know. I love it. I love the look of the staff too. But people are going to know you're running it if that's, you know, because the look is a little bit different than other things. So really, really fun. Okay, let's look. And I got my channel focus pretty much standard since it's in non-CP. I mean, I've trained myself just cast this all the time. You don't lose any Magicka from casting it. You gain Magicka. It doesn't really cost. It will cost 929 Magicka. You could just cast this over and over and over and over, and it doesn't matter. So I just have trained myself to just constantly cast it every second I can, in between everything. It's just part of my rotation, and it's a must. Even though it's almost a defensive skill, just to keep my pressure on. If I'm running low on Magicka, I like it on my offensive bar. Inner Light is more because I'm running a lot of tri-stack glyphs just to get my hit points up while in light armor and get my stamina up while, you know, for the non-CP, so I can block much more, break free, have enough to sprint a little bit, and that kind of thing. So the Inner Light's more to have that constant crit up, and also, yeah, I pop it once in a while. I haven't found it useful at all against Nightblades right now, this patch, at all. So I don't really use it other than to get that, the Mage Guild passive increased in power, 20% damage. So I will pop it once in a while if I need a really big hit from my Ice Comet, which I'm using. Also gives me some Magicka from the passives in the Mage Guild tree. If anybody's watched my videos, go back and watch a previous one. I'm not going to go through all the passives in the Mage Guild today. So that's my offensive bar right there. Okay, now on my sword and board bar, my defensive bar, I have Solar Barrage. Okay, and then I have Purifying Light. Now they're both offensive abilities, correct? But they're passive offensive abilities. So as soon as I cast Solar Barrage, it takes like a split second before it even starts, you know, pulsing around you. You're able to cast that. You're able to cast Purifying Light, switch to your staff without doing damage yet. And this Purifying Light just collects damage. So, you know, honestly, being on your back bar, it's great. It's great to be able to put some offensive abilities on your defensive bar and switch to your front bar and then be ready to go to compound all your other damage. So that's how I roll it. Elusive Mists, you know, it's talked about on the boards all the time. I mean, the Templar's just slow. I mean, I don't know how to... Magicka Templar, I mean, you just can't even... I don't know, you just feel like you're stuck in the mud. So I use that, and I kind of, you know, try to keep up with my friends, which is so frustrating in Battlegrounds. I misform, Elusive Misform a little bit, and I'll sprint a little bit. Elusive Misform a little bit, sprint a little bit, just to even out the resources so I don't drain my stamina as I get to a fight or whatever. So I use that a lot. I use that for repositioning all the time. Now remember, you go to Elusive Mist, you're taking 75% less damage, and you're getting Expedition, Major Expedition, for 4 seconds. So it's, you know, you should just have Major Expedition the whole time on Elusive Mist. It doesn't make sense that it's 4 seconds, but that's just my opinion. You know, it takes off immobilizations, which is great. Fighting DKs, fighting a lot of people with ice stabs. I use it a lot instead of blocking. You know, if I have the Magicka, if I see my stamina's low and I have the Magicka, I'll pop that quick to block a big hit. Not really block it, but take 75% less damage instead of using block. It's Elusive Mist if used properly, helps manage your stamina. Because you don't gain Magicka while it's on, but you do gain stamina. So, honestly, if you know how to use Elusive Mist to your advantage, it helps manage your resources as a Magicka Templar anyway. It just takes some practice of learning when to do it and when not to. And then defensively, Extended Ritual, 5 harmful effects off. I throw this out a ton. The little bit of heal, the synergy for your team in Battlegrounds is invaluable. So make sure you put it out a lot. And every time I cast this, every time I cast Breath of Life, which is standard, you know, every time I cast, that's another reason I put Purifying Light on my bar. Every time I cast 4 out of the 5 on this bar here, actually, then you include Remembrance, you know, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 6 on this bar, all will proc Overwhelming Surge, all of them. So, Remembrance, great ultimate, saves my team, saves me, helps me regain resources during the duration. So that's pretty much it. When it comes to the skill line, I utilize Essence of Immovability pots, but I utilize the health and Magicka ones. I like them the best. I will also slot mid-fight depending on the battleground. I'll slot the one with speed on it with Major Expedition. So that's pretty much what I use for all that. Let's go over, since it's non-CP, and that's why you gotta be light with this build, because Magic Recovery, again, you're seeing it as 1600 here, but that's because I'm not in the non-CP area, so it drops about 200 in non-CP. Magic Recovery's low, that's why lights really comes into ability. I'm not going to go over all the light passives and why it's good. If you want to look at some of my previous builds and talk about light passives, please do so. But let's just end it there. Oh, the food. I'm using Tristat, and that's just so I can keep my hit points up and I keep my stamina up high enough where I can block cast enough, break free enough, and all that. Is very important, especially in not 1v1 PvP near as much as Battleground PvP. Battleground PvP, you have to have that. You have to have that extra stamina as a Magicka class. I mean, that's my opinion. Again, you can disagree. I'm sure there's plenty of people that manage the resources better than me, but I just find it helps. Okay, and that's about it, guys. Oh, let's go over, I'm running a disease damage glyph on my Master's Lightning Staff, just for that little bit of minor defile debuff for the opponent's healing. And the spell, increased spell and weapon damage in there. You just try to swing your sword once in a while when you're block cast healing. Swing it. Try to get that extra spell power in there for your better heals. And then if you swap quick enough, get your opportunity to swap quick enough to your offensive bar, you're going to gain the extra damage. But it's more for healing than it is damage, if you ask me. But that's about it, guys. I hope you like this build. I really enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. You can become purely defensive, look for your opening, and throw your combo out. And we can go over my combo here. Let's just go over it on a monster right now. So let's say, well, they're running around. Okay, so there's one Scorpion left here. Let's just say this is the player, right? So obviously I don't have my ultimate up, my meteor. But this is this Scorpion. Please tell me there's not more. It doesn't matter if there's more than one. But you know, I'm always laying these out, right? You know, when I'm playing. So it's just constantly going. It's just a habit, right? As you can see, I'm starting on my defensive bar. I always, you know, because I start with this. I start with that. Then I pop that. Now, first thing I do is stun. Right in their place. Boom. Then it's a light attack. And then, and then Grothdar pops. It's almost every time Grothdar pops. Right then. I mean, it's. I just have it down. It's just down to a science there with that combo. I love that combo. I love this build because of that combo. Right there. See that? We got overwhelming to pop there. See the lightning around me. Right, let's pretend this is a player again too. So I'm back here. You know, I'm already prepared. I see him in the distance. Okay, gonna do that. Light. There's overwhelming going. There's that. There's this. And I mean, against monsters, I don't even get a chance to use my execute. Against players, your final thing, obviously, is to put them down is your Jesus beam. So I don't even get a chance. Let's go to monsters a little harder, and it'll kind of show you my rotation here. Here we go. Let's go. Okay, so boom, boom, stun, which he doesn't stun. Oh, hit the wrong button. It's okay. Now execute. There we go. Yeah, hit the wrong button there. Sorry. So I'm just gonna do it one more time. I'll do it to a group here. There we go. Okay, so that's pretty much how it is. You set up that combo. And what the great thing is, you set up that combo. Let's say I start to set it up and then I get attacked, right? So I start to set up, I get attacked, I realize that I switch and block. I'm doing damage still. And if I have, let's see if I can get it to pop. There we go. If I have that going and I'm healing and overwhelming is going, and I still have barrage going with overwhelmings going, and then Grothdar pops because those are damaging. I mean, even when I'm block cast healing, I'm doing damage to everybody around me, man. It's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. Alright guys, I hope you enjoy these few clips. I'm going to show it in action here in the non-CP Battlegrounds, and leave your comments. Tell me if you like it, if you use it. I'm sure it's been out there before, but again, I like to share what I'm having fun with, get another perspective. You never know. It's not for everybody. I'm sure of it. I mean, everybody's playstyle is different, but I hope you enjoy these next few excerpts that show this build in action in non-CP Battlegrounds. And I'll see you guys later. Catch you on the battlefield. Have a good one. This is a solo domination play in Battlegrounds using my Surging Pariah build. I believe this week I didn't play much, but so I'm not on the board G yet. Close. See if we can get it here in the next couple hours. Get on the boards, get that gear before Sunday's cut off. So let's see what we got. Who are we playing? Okay, red men don't recognize any of these names, I don't believe. And I've got the Joker, who's a Nightblade. Lianfai, which I recognize, who's a Dragon Knight, and we're against a Templar, Nightblade, Warden, Sork, Dragon Knight, Nightblade. So as usual, the most played class for PvP, Nightblade. Usually, very rarely do I go into a Battleground and Nightblade not be the most played. So it's the nature of the beast right now in non-CP Battlegrounds. It really is. I don't know where my team went. They're obviously fighting in the middle. We'll take ours first, and we'll want to roll around and probably take purples by myself, just because I want to get the points they left. One nice thing about the deepening drome here, I think it's what it's called, right? Ah, you know what? See, that's what I'm talking about. Nightblade. Always a Nightblade. So we're just gonna kill both these guys. How's that? How about we do that? Oh, he's got heals. Got heals. See? He didn't have heals. He was a dead man. Oh, that sucks. He had already killed him. We're gonna kill him. And then we're gonna kill him. There we go. Okay. Loads of fun. Oh my god, he's serious? Another one? What the hell, green? I need to... We need to contend purple, not green, so... I gotta get beside some guys here. So we're gonna go up here with I'm going to try and stay with Lee and Phi, and we're going to try and take center purple. At least I'm going to go purple. Hopefully he follows me. He does. So, hopefully we can... There we go. Ooh, all our purples here. And with green. Watch this shit. There we go. Oh no, not good, not good. Ah, just too much damage there from Nightblades all of a sudden. So, I should have got out of there right away after I killed one. I was being a little greedy. Alright, so we're red team. We've got 2. I'm going to go back center again into the fight, since we have 2 right now, and purple has none. So, we should pop ahead of them real quick here. Let's get on. I'm going to go help the Joker out here. We're going to... Oh, it's Thogard. That's why. Thogard will just run until he has his opening, so let's just take this. There he is again. See, he runs until he's got his opening again. Ah, very good, Thogard. Very good. Too bad. Very good play, though. See how he stunned me? He knew I was going to execute, and that's the premonition. He's a good PvPer. So let's go and help. Right now we're ahead, but we need one more flag. Oh shit, nope, 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 nope. No, I'm outnumbered there. So I'm gonna go up around the other side, see if they... Nope, 2 of them still, right there. Let's go back center. There's 3 of them. So I'm gonna mess with the 3 in center. We do a little do-si-do around the pole here so I can get some resources. There we go. Oh no. A little do-si-do. Now Thogard's back. He's pulling his punches. He's trying to kill us. He's trying to kill me. Trying to stay in the match. They pulled their punch there. I'm gonna go up and visit my guy up here. They waited. They waited till we were low on resources against green. You notice that? And then they came in. So that's... Okay, so we got that one. I gotta go to another purple over here. We've got to take purple or they're gonna come ahead. So I'm gonna go up here and see if I can. Hopefully. Oh, who is it? Is it a purple or is it a green? It's not Thogard, so that's good. Because one-on-one would be tough. Oh, freaking. Well, how many hit points does he have? He doesn't have that many. There we go. There we go. Stay with me, dude. Just stay with me, Lenify. Stay with me. Just go across. Wow, let's just go. Are you serious? Watch this. I'm going to back out, back down here, get him to pinch point, see if he follows me. Did he? He did not, but he got hurt by... Okay, all 4 purple are there. We gotta back out. Let green send with purple.
We secured the point.
I'm gonna go back middle, see where we're at. There we go, boyos. All well and good. So let's just take a look. Had the second most points on my team, and the second most points, medal score I'm talking about on, well, all teams. Had the most killing blows, tied for the least amount of deaths with Thogard, and I also had the most assists. So overall medal score I thought would be higher, but I guess I didn't stand on the flags long enough. I'm not sure about damage-wise because I was running around more than fighting, but yes, I led in damage and healing on my own team. Let's see, I led in damage and healing on that team, and I didn't quite beat Aurora in damage, and I didn't quite beat healing on Xenius. Yes, so pretty much second in damage and healing in the whole match with this build. Alright, this is a Battleground using my Surging Pariah. So